Modality and evidentiality are two important concepts of contemporary semantics. Modality is used as a cover term for various linguistic devices which allow speakers to show their various degrees of commitment to a certain proposition. While showing this their degree of commitment to a certain thing, the speakers influence the events as well. Therefore, modality has the ability or capacity to influence the intensity or degree of a certain event or action. Modality may also help speakers to express their wants, their permission or obligations. Let's try to have a look at various kinds of modality. Let's start with deontic modality. Deontic modality reflects on the performance of various actions, social actions, for example, permission, obligation, or responsibility. It expresses the ways through which a speaker can influence an action or event. Epistemic modality consists of conveying the knowledge of the speaker of a certain piece of information. And it also gives us a clue about how sure or unsure a speaker is about what he or she is saying. At the same time, it also gives us a clue about the authenticity of that information. Let's consider this example. You can drive this car. A speaker might mean either of these things while saying this. For example, he might mean it is possible for you to drive this car. And this would convey the epistemic function of modality. At the same time, he might mean you have my permission to drive this car on other occasions. And while saying this or while meaning this, the same sentence is probably performing the function of deontic modality. There are various expressions of modality or the various linguistic tools through which modality can be performed, and one of the most important one is modal verbs. You must speak up. The must is a modal verb here, and it is performing the function of modality. Maya can speak Spanish. Can is also a modal verb here and is performing the same function. There could be some non-modal verbs which may also perform the function of modality, and we could look into these examples. Sarah had to leave early. Maya will be able to speak Spanish soon. These are non-modal verbs, but they are performing the same function. There could be some ordinary words like adverbs, nouns, adjectives, and they can indicate modality. Let's have a look. Perhaps it will rain. Maya is probably at home. The word perhaps and probably here are performing the functions of modality. Evidentiality is another important concept, and it shows the availability of some evidence in a sentence and also the strength of that evidence, how strong that evidence is. If we just look at the example in front of you, I saw Sania playing tennis. I think Shoaib was playing cricket. If you focus on the word saw and think, and just think for a while, which word is conveying a strong evidence? I think it's the word saw, because here the evidence is quite direct that you have seen somebody doing something instead of the word or as compared to the word think, because the word think may not convey that strong evidence as the word saw or see can. Please also try to have a look at the list of these words who convey various evidentially qualified versions of the sentence which is on the top. The sentence says, she was rich. And the evidence could be cited in various versions as, I saw that she was rich. I read that she was rich. She was rich, so they say. I am told she was rich. And you could see the variation of the degree of the certainty in these sentences or the evidence. In some sentences, for example, words which contain the words saw and read. The evidence is slightly stronger than the sentences which follow them. And even the more weaker evidence could be apparently she was rich, it seems, etc. There could be certain types of evidentiality based on the type of evidence available to us in order to support certain information. In the beginning, we could have a look at the witness evidentiality, where you actually witness what is happening and then describe it. For example, I saw him breaking the window, and the evidence is that of a witness. Then sensory evidentiality, where you might have smelt something or felt something and may not have experienced as you see things. For example, it smells like they are having a barbecue here. So the smell, the sensory experience is an evidence here. Then we have inferential evidentiality, where you could deduce or infer from something. For example, you might say, you must be tired after a long journey. So you are probably inferring from the long journey somebody has just finished that he or she should be tired after such a long journey. It's an inference or deduction. And then reportative evidentiality, which believes in the reporting by somebody else. And we could cite the example, the jeweler was the criminal allegedly. So the evidence is not with you, but somebody might have reported it. And then assumed evidentiality, you just assume it. And a typical example of this kind of evidentiality can be, I think that he will go to seaside on this beautiful morning or beautiful day. So this is just assumption based on some previous experience.